the Ellis Island for African Americans.
Why is Charleston, South Carolina so rich with African American history, yet many don't know about these contributions?
Why is education so important, yet people fail to realize its significant role?
Do you know the true history of Charleston? Who really made a difference? To fight for desegregation in schools, hospitals, and restaurants takes major effort. Who was able to do it? William Bell Saunders. Some tried to make a change, but couldn't get through. Saunders was a messenger who had a breakthrough and changed the city we know today. Joining the Army as a young boy and serving with Dr. Martin Luther King, Saunders' life was considered bittersweet.
My name is William Saunders.
Lila Potts Cameron was born in Charleston, South Carolina. She was born around the time of segregation. Her and her family lived on 54 Montague Street in downtown Charleston, which was very hard for her and her family, knowing Montague Street was all white, except for them. By the time Lila was a teenager, she attended Avery. Her father was the principal of Avery. Avery was the first African-American school in Charleston, South Carolina. Lila went to all segregated schools her entire life. After developing a lot of knowledge, she became an oral historian taking after her father. Segregation was a hard time for African Americans, but it wasn't the time to cry away. It was the time to fight and stay through all the racial hate crimes and the judgmental non-believers.
During the 1960s, Charleston, South Carolina was a different place than we know today. Separation was the norm. But was it equal? Was it right? A young lady by the name of Dr. Melissa Brown, who was born in Charleston, South Carolina, always believed that she could be a part of change. Her parents always told her that the society she lived in was cruel and unfair. At the age of 15 and in the 10th grade, this young lady made her mark of being the first black student at a white public high school in Charleston, South Carolina. With the help of her peers, parents, and faith leaders, she didn't let her community down. Her role helped start the integration of schools in Charleston, South Carolina. Dr. Melissa Brown, a modest lady quick to say that it was a fulfilling duty that I carried the torch of being the first black student at a public high school in Charleston, South Carolina. I'll always remember, it was not about me, but about the future.
I think somebody had to be first, and I just happened to be that person.
Education.
Power.
Change.
It's not about me.
I think that you can see what a powerful tool arts integration can be on so many different areas. This was actually part of a 3-year production, a trilogy that they have done about the history of the Avery Institute, the history of Sanders Clyde, which was originally the East Bay Black School, and these students, along with a larger group, went in and actually interviewed first-hand source, primary source, references to all of this information. So you can see what a great opportunity it was for these students, as well as a great chance for all of us to learn from their work. We want to have just a few minutes here for a little bit of a discussion period, question and answer on this. I'm going to open it up with the first question to them, and as soon as we're done with that, if people that are sitting out there would like to ask any of these students some of the questions about what they've gone through in this whole process, please feel free to do so. So girls, my first question to you is, through this whole process of putting this production together, to doing the research, helping write this documentary, what is it that you personally take away from it? What is it that you have learned? And let's start right here with Kierra on the far end.
I learned that all 3 messengers work hard to feed our generation like that.
What I've taken from this procedure / project is I build a better self-esteem to talk to a lot of people about segregation and tough times about their stories. And if it wasn't for our awesome drama teacher, Mr. Atkins, this right over there. This would be a big opportunity for all of us. And it's really boosted up our relationship, not with just our drama teacher and arts adults, but it's even boosted our relationship with each other. I mean, it's really, really good to talk about segregation and have this as a reputation through your whole life, and carrying this basically through your whole life, and just remember this good memory. That's what I learned from it.
What I learned from this is that I am thankful for those people, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Is there anyone out there who would like to ask these young ladies any questions at all about the work that they did to bring this production together?
You right there.
Was it hard at first doing it independently without guidance, or were you given guidance, or how did you guys start it?
We met them and actually started off as learning how to use cameras and stuff. But then we just started interviewing all these different people, and then we just decided, let's make it into a project. We even added it to one of the plays that we usually do at our school.
It was hard for me at first because I wasn't present when Bill Saunders came to speak. But when we went to Asia Institute, we looked up research and it got easier.
It was really hard because we had to research them, had to come up with questions, had to learn how to speak slowly and clearly. We had to learn how to do a lot of stuff, but our hard work paid off.
And how to stand on stage with poise, wearing high heel sneakers. Kiera said she'd hook me up so I can get my wife prepared. We have time for one more question.
What was the most surprising piece of information that you learned?
The most surprising that I learned was him working with Martin Luther King. And that is true, that was really surprising.
I guess, Avery was the first African American school in Charleston, South Carolina that went to 12th grade. No other one went to 5th grade and had African Americans in it.
The most important thing that was done to me was that all of them came together and they came in their own unique way, and it kind of made sense to how they all went through the same thing, went through the same story.
Would you all please not only give them a round of applause, but we have their moms are over here at our table. Over here, moms. I think Kanisha said it well. They truly have an awesome drama teacher who's helped them do this. Thank you, Kanisha, Coleman, Kiera Earley, and Kiera Wellington. We had to Kiera as our bookends here. So thank you girls so much.
Kiera Earley, I'm the oldest.
All right.